First off, tell me a little bit about your character, because very rich story.
Well, my character in The Breadwinner, her name is Parvana, and she is a very determined, headstrong girl who approaches life in a very positive way under the circumstances and the living conditions she's in. I would definitely say she approaches life in a positive way, and I think that's the best way to describe her, because, she's facing, very hard problems, and she's always hopeful and determined that she'll get her way and everything will be okay. So.
And what's it like, because her character, it's the idea that girls especially aren't supposed to be heard, really. So what's that, in terms of playing the character, what's the feeling that you get as an actress when you're speaking to that kind of topic?
Exactly. Ever since I read the book when I was actually 9 years old, I've been a fan of the book for a long time, so this movie is a dream come true. But I've been an activist, and I've been passionate about women's rights and human rights and just equality for all in general. To be able to play such a incredible character who clearly expresses her feelings and feelings passionately, and she's not afraid to speak her mind, and she's very courageous, I'd say. I think it's incredible that I get to play a character like that, and those attributes that my character has, I look up to, and I always want to emulate that, and I always want to be that type of person.
That's awesome. What was it like doing the voice work? Because it's, being on the screen is very different from being behind the scenes doing the voice for this.
Well, animation is quite different to live action and on-screen films and TV shows and movies, but I think it's very unique, and I'd say it's a challenge, and it takes you out of your comfort zone, because, I do a lot of on-screen things, but I've, been doing animation and voice work, and I find it so creative, and it, you can let your imagination just like let it go, and let it run, and do whatever you like, and it's incredible because you get to create this character and bring a character to life with just your voice, and you're able to convey different emotions, different moods, use different textures in your voice, use different tones, different volumes. So I think that that's very special to be able to do that, and especially with this character, it's very special to be able to do that. So incredible, and I love doing voice work.
It's very freeing in a sense of being able to kind of open up in a way that you maybe can't physically in the role as well.
Exactly, yeah. It's very unique to be able to express yourself with just your voice rather than being on screen, and having to deal with props and whatever where you're moving and how you're standing and if you're in the right light, and I think that's definitely freeing, like you said, and it lets your creative juices run.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you see the film yet?
Yes, I have.
You
and
have.
I'm dying to see it 10 more times at least.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Did you get to see it with a crowd?
Yeah, I saw it with the cast and crew.
That's fantastic.
On The Breadwinner. And
that must be an incredibly rewarding feeling when it's animation, especially because you don't necessarily know how everything will look.
Exactly, yeah. I was meeting people for the first time that day. Even some of the cast I was meeting for the first time. And I think that was very special, and it was amazing how it all came together so beautifully and so perfectly. I couldn't have imagined, a different Breadwinner. But the way it came together with everyone doing their own little part and just, coming together and making something so beautiful was incredible to see that. And I'm so excited for everyone to see it and watch it and,
That's great.
take their children.
Yeah, and that's interesting that it's really made for kids and adults.
Yes, it's very versatile, and everyone can watch it. I feel like everyone gets something out of it. Right. Adults will come out of the movie, thinking about one thing, whereas younger kids, just like me, will come out, and with their eyes opened and to a whole different world, and they'll be able to talk about it, and it'll spark conversation, which is so important. And I think everyone will learn a lot from it. I mean, there's not one thing I can pinpoint and say, like, this is the message. No, there's so many themes that are covered throughout the movie that it takes you a while to process it and think about it. And I think it'll definitely spark conversation because there's a lot to talk about and think about. So,
that's great. Well, what are you doing next?
Well, I mean, right now?
Yeah, obviously this is the big thing at the moment. Do you have other projects though that are coming?
Well, yeah, right now I'm working on Dino Dana, which is it's a sinking ship production on TVO Kids in Canada and Amazon Prime in the US.
That's awesome.
And I mean,
my daughter's a big fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, tell her I say hi.
I will.
That's amazing. And that show is all about empowering women as well. Starting kids at a young age, telling them, I'm a young girl. I can play with dinosaurs. I can do boy things that are, made for boys. But no, I can play with dinosaurs. I can be interested in science. I can love math. I can love school. And even on that show, we have, over 50% of our directors are women.
Right.
And, a lot of our crew is women, so I think it's incredible. But yeah, I'm also working on some more voice work. I'm working on something called Color Forms. It's a younger kids show. But yeah, I have some things in the work.
Great. Well, thank you very much. Pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.